Hello there everyone, it's me Harry, and in this video I'm going to bring out my thoughts on the upcoming ITV Quiz channel. So, the news brought out last week, as of when I'm recording this, that the ITVBe channel's being replaced with a game show channel. And they're going to be moving all of ITVBe's programmes over to ITV2, mainly because ITV thought that ITV2 was better off as being the reality show channel, because it's the one that airs Love Island and Big Brother after all, so there you go. And now they're all moving it back. Well, some of the shows have been cancelled, but some, like The Only Way is Essex, is being moved back, because it originally debuted on ITV2. So, there you are. And so, I'm going to talk about my views on the ITV Quiz channel and what kind of shows will be likely on there. Because, since it's mostly going to be sourced from the archives that ITVX already has, there's likely not going to be any older shows. ITV is still likely going to just send them off to Challenge, which is owned by Sky. And already, Challenge already airs The Chase and a few other shows, Family Fortunes, Classic, for example, and Catchphrase, Classic, and I think they did start airing the Stephen Mulhern Catchphrase, but the civilian version. I don't think ITV really wants anything to do with that again, because they don't see Catchphrase as being a good game show with normal contestants anymore. They just want celebrities. And I know that that one's done by STV Productions, which ITV does not own, but there you go. So, let's take a look at what game shows they have on ITVX. And it's very likely those are what's going to be on the channel. Well, this isn't really a game show, but I could guess 1990 Beat might be on there. I've seen the first episode of this, and I thought it was a very interesting show. It's sort of similar to Squid Game, the Netflix series. I think that's what the name is. Alan Carr's Epic Game Show. That got cancelled back in 2023. And it's mostly Fremantle-owned game shows, because this is produced by Talkback, or Talkback Thames. Bullseye is not one of them. That's owned by the show's creator. And recently, ITV commissioned a full series that they're producing themselves. Limitless Win is very likely going to be on there. Pretty much anything that ITV2 is already airing or whatnot is going to be on the channel. And since this show is going to be continuing again more and more, that's going to be our take on Ant and Dec for maybe until the show ever gets cancelled. And although it's going to be called ITV Quiz, I wouldn't be surprised if any entertainment shows might find their way on there as well, but I'm not sure. I think they might stay on ITV2. So if Saturday Night Takeaway ever came back and repeats aired, then I would be certain that they would be on there. Beat the Chase is a definite yes. Anything The Chase is a definite yes. Although Challenge has been airing the Family Chase spin-off, and so I don't think they'll ever acquire this one, because ITV will just keep it in their hands. Bunch of stuff that I don't really care too much about. They could probably re-air the Bullseye Christmas special that aired last year. Although they just keep over-promoting Luke Littler in this, even though he's still quite a young guy. Like, I know that you can milk out his success, but you can't overdo it. It gets really annoying. There's Catchphrase, and they've only got Series 2 and 3 of the civilian version on there, but Celebrity has 5 seasons available. So I don't think they'll be acquiring... Well, I don't think they'll have this, but they'll likely have Celebrity Catchphrase, because it airs on ITV2 every weeknight, and it's still very successful. It replaced You Been Framed as ITV2's big thing in its time slot. I don't think Celebrity Lingo will be on there because it only has one season. But I think the civilian version will do. Oh, just another thing I might quickly mention. I don't know why there's kids shows on here, because they should just have their own category, because although, you know, the Trumpton Show trilogy is aimed towards all audiences, it was originally made for children anyway, so I don't know why they're all on there. Most likely because they're archive programs, I have no idea. Deal or No Deal is a definite yes, because that's been rerunning quite a lot lately on ITV2. And Family Fortunes, on the other hand, I think that's a no, because we know why. And it's this guy. Well, considering it's kind of funny that ITV removed the Family Fortunes reruns from ITV2 and replaced them with Wheel of Fortune reruns, but yet it's still on ITVX, despite the fact they said they were never going to be working with Gino D'Acampo ever again, even though I think he's filing a lawsuit against ITV over the things that he supposedly did. Fastest Finger First, I do not think this will ever be on the channel, because it was formatted for the Millionaire series that it was for, and it was just a big failure in ratings. It just feels like that having a whole game show dedicated to the Fastest Finger First lifeline just isn't going to work. Like, there was a spin-off of Millionaire that was based on the 50/50 lifeline, but that never had a UK version, and I don't know what the format's like. Let's see what else. Although he's holding a cue card, that is not a game show, it's a panel show. And yeah, that show sucks. Pretty much anything modern that Ian Sterling's doing these days is some stupid panel show. There's nothing good about them. I'm getting off on tangent, but there we go. In for a Penny might be on there, because it's not really a proper game show, but it does have a lot of games in it. So, and that show recently wrapped up. It could come back in the future, but as of now, nuh-uh. And plus, it's good for the kiddies, because the kiddies love this show. In With a Shout, that got cancelled as well, but I could predict that this will likely have some reruns. It's essentially Teleaddicts, but without Teleaddicts. Yeah, I could predict, yeah, Jeopardy reruns are likely going to be on there as well, because it's a daytime show and there's going to be lots of episodes for them to air. Same with Lingo. They introduced a new format in that where the winners can stay on the show until they lose. Why do they call these box sets? They're not box sets, they're just streaming sets. An actual box set is if you have a box full of DVDs or other physical media. That's a proper box set. But of course, they have to be hip and modern and use Gen Z slang. Modern times. There's a bunch more shows that... I could guess that Moneyball might be on there. Ian Wright, you still never get out of my eyes. Because the only two other game shows that he's done are... He did Friends Like These on the BBC. The last 4 seasons. He did it after Anton Deck left for ITV. And then he also did Right Around the World, which was a national lottery game show. And it made for a very bad pun. Because, yeah, you know what I mean. I'm not sure if Password will be on there because it's a panel show. I doubt it. I don't know if this show will be on there. Pictionary is likely yes. It could go for a good half hour because it's a half-hour show. I don't remember this show. I could guess Ridiculous will Riddle-licious, whatever, is going to be on there. I do like the hosts on this one. They have good chemistry. But if Rolling On It was on the channel, then that would mean even more Stephen Mulhern. Ugh. Yeah, Stephen Mulhern, ITV's biggest cash cow man. Alongside Anton Deck and formerly Holly Willoughby. And maybe a few others. Now, this was an interesting format. And it was, I think, the first time Gary Lineker ever hosted a game show. So while he wasn't stuffing his face with walkers or hosting Match of the Day, he was doing other weird things like this. And then that show got cancelled as well. I do not know if this one... Yeah, that's a panel show. Supermarket Sweep is a definite yes. I think that still reruns on ITV2. Maybe a yes as well? The 1% Club's been a big hit, so that's been rerunning on ITV4. So I could guess that, yep, it'll be on there as well. Hey, look, British Soap Awards. I know this isn't a game show, but yeah, Philip Schofield's head is still on there. See, yep, you can still stream something with Schof in it, even though ITV said they'd never do anything with him again, and they're likely writing him out of history. Of course. You can't think of game shows on ITV without their biggest game show cash cow franchise, The Chase. And, of course, the celebrity versions as well. Those are no-brainers. But does it mean Challenge will stop airing Chase over and over again? I doubt it. The ITV Quiz is likely just going to air the newer seasons, and the older seasons are just going to stay with Challenge. So that means we'd be seeing The Chase on even more channels than ever. ITV milks out this show too much. Yeah. I don't think this show will ever rerun because, again, it's got Schof in it. That's not a game show. It's very likely the case with all of these. They're all they're all like talent kind of shows. So yeah. Ugh, yuck. This is... Why? And hopefully, if I'm not on holiday this year, or during that time, I can do a commentary on this. Or a rant or something, or whatever you want me to do for this year's NTAs, because every single NTA just gets worse. Why do I still even watch this every year? Now, although Tipping Point is a very successful game show, I am sure that this is not going to be on ITV Quiz because UK TV's W has the rights to the show. But I could be wrong. They might just air the newer seasons until W gets them. But it just depends if Banjay want to give them to ITV, because Banjay owns the rights to the show. And I think it would be the same for Lucky Stars as well. There's the Wheel of Fortune reboot. And that's certainly going to be on there because they've been rerunning episodes of that. I'm pretty certain there will likely be a season 3 as well. The newer Millionaire episodes are going to be the same as well. the older ones, Sony's just going to likely just give them to Challenge. Although I don't think I've really seen Millionaire that much on Challenge lately. And then the last game show that is on there is Winning Combination, which lasted 2 seasons and it got cancelled. What I do find very interesting is that I think it was sometime in 2023, ITV reran the Switch, which was a game show that was hosted by Sanjeev Bhaskar. And I don't know why they reran it, because that show was never on ITVX. It was a very unsuccessful daytime game show. And I'm doubtful You Bet will re-air on ITV Quiz, because it's not a game show, it's a betting talent show. And plus, they are reformatting this for the second season. It's going to be Stephen Mulhern this time. Holly Willoughby's not going to be in the second season. Although it would be very likely that if the show was ever renewed again, she would likely be one of the panelists this time round instead of being a host. I'm guessing ITV decided that it was just easier for it just to be a single hosted show. But of course, they still have to milk out Mulhern somehow, so there you go. And that's pretty much it. I'm pretty certain that there's not going to be any older game shows that ITV owns, because they're likely just going to stay on Challenge. Because most of Challenge's schedule is of ITV-owned content, even though it's owned by Sky. And, yeah, that's just pretty much it. Thank you for watching, everyone, and bye for now.